Hey guys, Jamboo here, and welcome to what is always my first and most popular somehow video every single FIFA. I think the fact that for the last 2 years this has been my most viewed video speaks volumes just for how important controller settings are and how much they're going to help you guys take your game from here all the way to here just by changing some settings. There's a lot of settings in the game on FIFA that I honestly have no idea why you'd have them a certain way, etc. And it's very important that we get these right because you can be the best player in the world, but if you've got some of these settings turned on, you are really going to struggle. So these are going to be the settings that I recommend you guys play. If you do enjoy the video, please do leave a like. And for now, let's get into it. So starting off, the easiest thing you can do is actually just turn on the competitive master switch. This is going to rule out us having to do a lot of these settings. So you can see like you've got the contextual agile dribbling, auto clearances, flare passes, shots, headers. All of this you don't have to worry about. Just switch the master switch on. It really doesn't matter anyway because in online game modes, all of those settings are just by default how they are anyway, so none of that really does matter. It is time for a quick giveaway. If we can hit 100,000 subscribers before Christmas Day, I will PayPal one of you guys £1,000. All you have to do to enter is subscribe. Good luck. First one that we actually have to think about is Through Pass Assistant. You guys are going to want this on semi-assisted. It says the through pass direction and power will be partially assisted, depending more on where you point. So you don't want it on manual because it's just going to be impossible to play good through balls. Semi is the best mix of the two. You know, you're going to get your power, etc., assisted, whilst actually being able to choose where you want the pass to go. So that is the perfect balance for it. FIFA Trainer, you want that HID. You do not want the stuff popping up on your screen. It's just annoying, if anything. All you guys that are watching this will know how to play FIFA at least a basic enough level where you don't need the game to be telling you which button to press to pass the ball 5 yards. The next up, timed finishing. Interestingly enough, it pops up here on the description as not recommended. I couldn't disagree more. You want this on and you want to learn your timed finishing. It's very easy to get into the mindset where you can get a bit lazy and not want to learn something new. Obviously, timed finishing's been here since FIFA 19 and it is just something that you want to implement into your game at this point. I know some people aren't the biggest fan of it, myself included. I don't think we should have to be timed finishing. However, if you want to be the best you can be at this game, do make sure to turn timed finishing on and practice it, and in the long run you're just going to be a much better player. Next up, we have the next player switch indicator. You're going to want this on. It's optional, you don't have to. The recommended is on as well. Not that that means anything what the game recommends, but basically what this is going to do is you're going to have a little icon above one of your players at all times, and what that means is when you press the auto switch button, which is L1 on the PlayStation, LB on the Xbox, you know, they're going to have a little icon above their head, and that is who you are going to switch to when you press that button. Pass block assistant. You always want this on. Basically, it's just going to make your players try harder to intercept the ball. You have this off, you're just not going to make interceptions. You're not going to get bailed out by auto blocks. And I know we all don't like AI defending and stuff, but trust me, you are really going to suffer if you turn this one off. This is one of the important ones. Auto switching, you want it on air balls and loose balls. Don't want to fall into the trap of having it on automatic, thinking that you're saving yourself a job. Whilst at a low level, you can get away with this. If you want to progress as a FIFA player, switching is one of the most important skill gaps in the game. And you want to take control of your own switching, unless it's on air balls and loose balls, because that is when it's actually helpful for the game to switch for you. Auto switching move assistance. This one's very important for you guys to look at because when I loaded up this game, it had me on high, which is the recommended. You do not want it on high, trust me. So try and picture a scenario where you're running after an attacker with your fullback. As soon as you switch off that fullback, he's just going to keep running like towards your own goal, and you do not want that at all. The best balance, if you're struggling with it and you want your players to do a little bit more for you, have it on low. That's what I have it on. If you have it on none, that means as soon as you switch off of a player, they're just going to stand still. So I think the perfect balance is low. You definitely do not want it on high. Otherwise, they're just going to be running out of position, playing players on side, all sorts of stuff that you just do not want. So make sure that is one of the key ones you switch to low. Clearing assistance, I don't think this matters too much. For me personally, anyway, I don't really use the clear button. I would rather have it on classic. If I'm going to clear the ball, which I don't, I just want them to get rid. So I think this one is optional. Have a play around with whichever one you prefer. Player lock, it says it's not recommended, which is interesting because why would EA add a feature to their own game and then not recommend it? Beyond me. But anyway, you want this on, even if it's not going to harm you by having it on, but at least by having it on, there's the possibility there that you can go away and practice this, because player locks do add a lot to your attack. You can make certain runs that just are not possible without it. So I recommend trying to learn this. You will become a better attacker by far long term if you get these mastered. Icon switching, you want this off in my opinion. Basically what happens is if you have it on, you can press down the right trigger and then you get like a load of random buttons and stuff come up. And it's just really weird. I wouldn't recommend it. Right stick switching, you definitely want this on classic. The new system that EA have added, this adaptive one, is really bad. I can't think in my head a situation ever where you'd want to switch to a player like on the other side of the pitch. So it's just not needed. You want to change this to classic. Also have it on player relative. I know a couple of people do like it on ball relative, but the majority of pro players on this game, or 99%, will be having it on player relative. And they are, the top guys on the game. So it's probably best to follow suit, have it on classic, player relative, and that is going to be the easiest way for you guys to get your right stick on lock. Ground pass assistant, you're going to want this on assisted. Shooting assisted, crossing assisted. You can see that we play a very assisted game, but you have to do this if you want to compete at a good level. Lob Pass Assistant, you want this on semi. You definitely don't want it on manual. You're just never going to connect your passes. Semi is the best option. If you have it on assisted, you're not going to have any control over where it's going. It's basically just going to pick a player and send it, and you will get some good passes out of this, but it's nowhere near as reliable as practicing with semi, so you want that on. Same with the lobbed through pass. Save assistance, completely irrelevant. We're not playing as a keeper. Analog sprint, this is a personal preference one. A few FIFAs ago, I actually did like having it on. Basically, the further you hold down the trigger, the faster your player will run. So sometimes I'd like to do like little half sprints, but I've since got more out of the habit, and I do just use it off now. Pass receiver lock, this one is super important as well. Basically, if you power up a pass, you have until the ball leaves your player's foot to change where you're going to pass. So if you're powering up your pass and you see that the passing option gets marked, you can change at the last second. If you have this on any of the other ones, it's just not going to work. So yeah, you definitely want that on late for sure. That is what every pro player will be using. Vibration feedback, definitely get that off. You just do not want random controller shakes, when slide tackles come in and stuff like that. This is one of the worst features I've ever seen. When I loaded up the game, it was on by default, and I have no idea what they were thinking with this. So basically, I was running down the wing, and no word of a lie, my triggers that I hold down to sprint started going stiff and like they had a mind of their own. It was absolutely insane. Like at all costs, get that off. That is so, so, so important. And that is it, guys. Those are the settings. I do hope you enjoyed the video and this helps you. It's going to be a great year of content, so do be sure to subscribe. Thank you very much. I'll catch you on the next one, and peace.